Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late July, early August 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you beautiful people out there. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's going on for the lovely Leo collective in Leo season, might I add. It's a wonderful time of year. Let's shuffle it up one time. My guides, talk to me. What do we got for Leo? Yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. So let's get it going here. Let's rock. What do we got for Leo as we go through the early stages of Leo season? And while we get this card out, I would just like to once again wish you all a very happy birthday from me to you, since it is Leo season. So I hope you're having a blast, my friends. Okay, so we do have this little bit of a heavy energy leading us off here, Leo, and we're going to have to talk about it. Whether it's you or whether it's somebody else now, this could be a little tired in some sort of way. Like, there's a lot of archetypes and it reminds me of the Ten of Wands. Before we really dive into it though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo. Let's get into this reading here. Have a look at the imagery. So we see this individual has another person literally on their back. They're like bent down. So when I see this card, I think of someone that might have a lot of weight on their shoulders or a lot on their mind. So this could be very heavy, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically. There could be some sort of burden or something weighing on somebody here. Obviously, this doesn't just have to represent you. I do say when this leads off a reading, watch your energy levels in this time. Make sure you're not feeling zapped or running yourself ragged, because your energy levels could be called into question when this card shows up. Make sure you're taking care of yourself physically, because when this card is leading us off, to me, it could represent issues with the neck, back, and spine physically. So maybe some of you for your birthday, go out and get a nice little massage, right? Loosen up those muscles. But to me, it is a little bit burdensome. Now, it doesn't have to affect the rest of the reading, but if that's not you, if you're all good, if it's all gravy, this could just be someone you're linked to that could be going through a tough one in some sort of way. So let's get into tarot. I always say that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. And yeah, I'm going to get you 3 tarot cards in the upright before we get that intuitive juiciness flowing. So let's shuffle it up here. What do we got for Leo, my gods? Talk to me. So while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Massive Win, so it felt like the energy was moving in a very positive way for the Leo collective, and I've been seeing that for a couple of weeks. So even if you've been going through the ups and downs of life or rough situations, whatever it might be, it seemed like there was possibility for good things to start coming in, different types of wins. Monetary was a big focus as well. So for a lot of you, there could be big pentacles flowing in. But let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this out hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to. Let's get you 3 cards. What do we got for Leo, please? Thank you. Ace of Swords, huh? Okay, the Sword of Truth. This could be so many different things. This could be communication or talking. Lots of things could be this Ace of Swords. The Sword of Truth. Are you trimming things out of your life as well? For some of you, that could be the case. Let's get you 2 more. Thank you. Swords. Lots of swords. And I've been seeing this with all the fire signs this week. There's a lot of mental energy and a lot of communication energy at play. Talking, communicating, thinking. Let's get you 1 more. Let's get you 1 more. That could speak of improvement, though, with the 6 of Swords. I do like this. All right, we got the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself, without a beard, showing up and capping us off here. Love it. So initially, Leo, at first glance, I'm liking the energy so far. Now, we do have a lot to really take a look at, the nitty-gritty, but let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes before we get into that intuitive stuff. Now, at first look, first glance, let's talk about it. All these cards are cards of the inner world. We have 2 swords cards right here in the front end with the Ace and the 6. And swords represent one's mind state and also what they want to say, what they want to communicate. Cups represent the inner emotional world. So for a lot of Leos, you could be going through an intense time internally here. But let's go through one by one. Not necessarily rough cards here, even though they all have positive and rough sides. But position number 1, the Ace of Swords. Another thing I've been seeing is lots of aces in the fire signs. This represents a new cycle. It is your birthday season, so this could literally be speaking about the new year, new cycle that you're moving into with your solar return. When I see this Ace of Swords, I do think of the intellect, the mind. You might be seeing things very sharply. This could be someone's mind state, how they view things. It's communication, so speaking honestly, straightforward with a very sharp tongue. When the sword of truth comes up, you might be just looking at things and analyzing them truthfully. There's no cloudy judgment here, so that might be something you're stepping into. This card can also come up when you're deciding what to take out of your life. Okay, what belongs, what doesn't serve, what does serve, what your future aspirations are. The Ace of Swords is good, but it could literally just boil down to being a conversation. Okay, or you wanting to say something or get it off your chest. Now, as we move forward, we have a very interesting card. We have the Six of Swords. Action card, movement card. We see the people that are in the ship. Generally, this speaks about improvements, coming out of a rough time into a positive time, some sort of journey. This card could represent distance. This card could represent travel, taking a trip of some sort of vacation. But when I see this, I generally think of things improving or actions being taken, moves being made. The challenge of this card, in its most extreme sense, it could be someone that may have issues surrounding abandonment, so like abandonment issues. This could also represent somebody that is wanting to give up on something or is not paying proper attention to something that they should. So could be someone else. I mean, I'm not saying that's you. This could all be good though. This could just be representing like whatever talks or cycles or things you're moving into could be very fruitful or a lot less stressful. Now, moving to the very back end here, let me try to get these cards straight. It's not as easy as it looks, my friends. We got the King of Cups himself chilling on the back end, and one day I might draw a beard on this guy. I don't want to vandalize the card, but I think he'd look good with a nice full beard. But that's besides the point. This could represent a water sign that you're connected to. So we're talking Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. This card could just be how one feels emotionally. Remember, in tarot, kings represent control of their respective suit. So this could be someone trying to control how they feel about something. This is a big indicator of creativity. This is a big indicator of love, emotional balance, or one's emotional state. So the clarifier for this could be very important. When the King of Cups shows up, you might be a little more romantic, a little more lovey-dovey, right? Cupid might be shooting the bow when the King of Cups shows up inside of a reading. However, this could be how you feel at the end of an event. Like the way this energy is flowing, like we have a beginning, we have action, and we have a culmination. So the clarifier really might shed a lot of light for us. So with all that being said, let's dive deeper. We're going to jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for the Leos, my God. It's in their birthday season. Interesting reading. This is feeling a little nuanced, but let's see what we got for you. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Ace of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Ace of Swords. What's that Ace of Swords here? Thank you. All right. Yeah, reality check type of energy. We have the High Priestess in reverse. Same position that we saw in the Aries reading as well. For some of you, I do feel like this is a battle between the heart and the mind, seeing something logically or feeling something, and a lot of you might be choosing the mind, the logic in this time. This could be some sort of communication, very straightforward. I do feel like for a portion of you, it can be some sort of important or serious talk that needs to be had or will be had. I've been seeing that for some other signs. But when we get the High Priestess in reverse, I always feel like, yes, she's connected to water signs. So we have two big indicators of Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But to her, she is the internal world. She is also one that reveals things or lets things out. So for some of you, it could be an honest communication. For a portion of you, when she turns in reverse, the unexpected or surprising can come out. Okay, things could be revealed. So some of you, it might be an unexpected talk or a surprising talk. So we have a lot of different conversations that could be happening with Leos. I don't feel like it's necessarily just one type, but communicating yourself honestly and truthfully is very important in this time. Whether this is someone you don't want to have a talk to or whether it's someone that you do, communicating your feelings honestly and straightforward, super, super important, regardless of the type of communication here. And if you are having that battle between the heart and the mind, I feel like a lot of Leos are going to look at things logically. Okay, let me use my brain about this. Let's keep moving forward. We're going to see what that Six of Swords is about. Very interesting way to start this off. See what could be the result after that. So why is the Six of Swords here for Leo? Really want to get over to that King of Cups as well. Thank you. Okay. All right, a lot of you really might just be in let's go with the flow type of mode. We have the Emperor in reverse underneath this Six of Swords. For some of you, I feel like it's one of two major things. Now, a portion of you might be having issues with a very flighty type of Aries, okay? Like, they do have a reputation for that, and I'm not crapping on Aries because I am one. But when I get the Emperor in reverse under the Six of Swords, it's a very flighty possible Aries. That's only for a very small portion of you. But aside from that, I do feel for some of you, it's very much go with the flow. Like, okay, I'm going to handle this. I'm going to talk about this. And whatever happens, happens. Let's just go with the flow. This could be Spirit telling you that as well. When we get the Emperor, this is a card of control. It's a shot caller. In reverse, it's like, okay, let's just see where it goes. So some of you might just be in that mode. Like, let's see where things go. Let's go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. Okay, that's just a huge vibe I'm picking up. Another portion of you, if there is a person that you're connected to that is very controlling, that wants to control what you do, where you go, how you dress, how you act, you might be really getting a flight response from that and like trying to free yourself. Once again, I know I got a couple of very direct type of messages here. Only take them if they apply. But for the vast majority of you, it is a very chilled, let's go with the flow type of vibe. Let's see what's up with that King of Cups. Like, you really don't have to micromanage a situation. Once it's addressed in the beginning, see how it plays out. So why is that King of Cups here? Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card. So what do we got this King of Cups doing? Chilling up there, drinking out of his cup. Where's that King of Cups here? All right, it's being specific. For those of you that don't know, in my style of reading, I only read jumpers. That's why I'm doing these little shuffles. And sometimes the deck pops one out right away. Sometimes it takes a few. Thank you. All right, yeah, all right, Knight of Cups underneath the King of Cups. This bodes really, really well for an extremely positive result. And that's something I've been seeing for Leos in recent weeks, that after you address something, after it plays out, there could be some sort of big payoff or a victory on the back end for you. Now, the Knight of Cups in the upright is all about forward movement, forward momentum, kind of like the less evolved energy of this King of Cups, but these cards in the upright are emotional fulfillment, emotional happiness. Very romantic here. So for a lot of you that may be watching this for love reasons or love purposes, there could be various different love options coming in for you, or whatever love situations you might be dealing with could have a very positive result here. There's not a lack of options on the back end. But when we get the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups, this is just overflowing with love. Now, for some of you, maybe you're feeling loved. Maybe you feel like offering love to others. That could be it. I'm getting a very affectionate type of energy here on the back end. So this is feeling really good. And once again, it doesn't just have to be love. With the King and the Knight of Cups, this is emotional fulfillment and happiness. I'm sensing some sort of big victory, and this is more focused towards the inner world. So something could happen in the coming days and weeks that make you feel very much emotionally content after something is addressed. So let's go through and do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card, Leo. Super interesting reading. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we start off with a little bit of a stern energy. We have the Ace of Swords with the High Priestess in reverse. I did feel various different types of talks and conversations coming up, ranging from serious and important ones to ones that just come up out of nowhere, like surprising talks or unexpected talks where you might have to set something straight or handle it. Could be one, it could be all of them. Moving to the center, though, after you address something, and I was getting a battle between the mind and the heart, you might be picking logic here. We have a very go with the flow type of energy with the Six of Swords and the Emperor in reverse. If you're not dealing with a flighty type of Aries, if you're not dealing with someone that is very controlling and wanting to break free from that, a lot of you could be like, all right, after I solve this, after I address this, we're going to see where it goes. We're going to go with the flow. So very nice. On the back end, and we see an end result that is extremely positive. We got the King of Cups himself with the Knight of Cups in the upright. So some sort of extremely positive result, win, victory, that will make you feel emotionally fulfilled, content. This is really nice. For a lot of you, there could be a lot of love options coming in, or just happiness in that realm. You could be very lovey-dovey in this time. So please take a screenshot of that. I'm getting a lot of positivity after something is addressed. So let's get you the shadow card here. Let's see what's in the shadows for Leo, please. So it does seem like the energy is going to continue to roll in a more positive way for you guys, which I do like. So let's see what's in the shadows for my friends. Please and thank you. And I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end. I feel like it's introspective and it's a nice thing to do. There we go. Yeah, this is not an uncommon card to see in the shadows, so it's nothing to really be nervous about. We have the Ten of Swords. And I would say out of all the 78 cards in the tarot deck, this one is the most common for shadow readings. Okay, we all have been through situations in times like this. Pains, rock bottoms, you name it. Things that end and we didn't want them to. Whatever it might be, the Ten of Swords could be some sort of pain that you're still carrying. Okay, now no one could tell you that, oh, you need to get over it or you should be healed from that already. Everyone heals on a very different scale and pace. But when I see this showing up in the shadows, there may have been an ending or some sort of pain that has happened that has left a mark and has not fully been healed through. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. Like I said, we all heal in different timetables and in different ways. But Spirit could just be asking you to at least acknowledge it. Don't suppress this. Don't suppress this Ten of Swords. At the very least, acknowledge it and recognize that it's there, and that could be a first step in healing, whatever this might be. Okay, whether it's a fear of this or whether it's something that's already happened. So yeah, Leo, that's what I have for you this week. I'd say overall a good reading. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. For the August subscriber surprise, I'll be picking 3 winners for 3 different tarot decks. It will be a winner's choice this month. So if you want the Gilded Tarot, it's your choice. If you want the Witch's Tarot or anything under $40 US, 3 winners will be chosen. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments what you think is the best use for tarot. Speaking to spirit, shadow work, inner work, confusion. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, in August, I'll announce the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. I'll see you soon.